Hello, my name is Hannah Allred, and I recently took a girls' trip over spring break to Port Aransas, Texas, with seven of my really close friends, and it was a great time. On day one, my friend Kenna and I drove from Fayetteville, Arkansas to Houston, Texas, which is Kenna's hometown. As you can see, we had lots of fun memories made driving through the entirety of Oklahoma and the entire eastern side of Texas. It was a pretty scenic view, not a lot of people at all. But we had fun, and as we drove through each college town, we would yell about whichever mascot we passed through. Like for A&M, we were like, "Gig 'em!" And then anytime we passed an Arkansas license plate, we would kind of obnoxiously yell Tuscum and throw up our Tuscum hands, because we're proud to go to the U of A. Big decisions. So, on our first night, my friends and I decided that we should go get piercings because we wanted to be spontaneous. My friends Olivia, Elise, and I pierced our noses, and my friends Bailey and Kirsten got their ears pierced. We met lots of really cool people at the tattoo parlor. One woman in particular was tattooed from head to toe, and she informed us that we had chosen a really good, safe tattoo parlor to get our piercings at. So that was reassuring because it was a little nerve-wracking. On day two, we decided to go to the beach in Port Aransas, Texas. However, in order to get to the beach, we had to take our cars on a ferry. It was a pretty fun experience. The ferry ride was pretty short. It was about 5-ish minutes total. And driving onto the ferry was a little stressful because we were all kind of packed in there, but we saw some dolphins and played some music, and the ferry ride overall was worth it for sure, especially because it was free. On the beach, it was overcast and honestly kind of cold. However, we stayed all day and had a lot of fun playing frisbee and volleyball. I was especially proud of myself because I'm not usually very good at hand-eye coordination, but I actually caught and threw the frisbee pretty well and hit the volleyball a couple times. There were a couple weird guys next to us, but they didn't bother us much. They kind of kept to themselves and took the hint that we weren't really interested. Other than that, though, the beach was practically empty due to Arkansas having a different spring break than most Texas schools. And while we were on the beach, we witnessed a kid break his leg coming out of the water, which was really frustrating to watch because his family just went nuts. They were freaking out and panicking and yelling at each other, and the kid was laying on the ground in pain. And took the ambulance 30 minutes to get there, and kid was just so in pain. And as someone who's lifeguard certified, it was really frustrating to watch their just poor first aid performance, and they didn't want any help. Me and my friends tried to go help, but they weren't interested in that. So hopefully he's okay now. Of the 8 girls on the trip, 7 of us are from Texas and are at least a little bit familiar with the area. My friend Kennedy on the far right in this picture is the only one in our friend group not from Texas. She is from Kansas. All of my friends, like I mentioned earlier, we all know each other through the U of A Wesley College Ministry, and we decided that a girls' trip would be a great bonding experience because while we were kind of close before, the trip really was an opportunity for us to just spend a lot of time together and just grow a lot closer to each other. As you can see in the middle picture, we're throwing up our W that represents the Wesley. It's the Methodist College Ministry. On our third and final day, we only spent an hour or so at the beach due to high winds and no sun. It was just not very fun. So we were only out there for about an hour, but during this time, Elise and I buried Bailey, who is my roommate here at the U of A. And we spent a little bit of our time at a coffee shop that also sold gelato. And so that was also a really fun aspect of the trip. For dinner on the last night, we got dressed fancy and we ate at a fresh seafood restaurant. I decided I wanted to try a new food, and so I got oysters for the first time, and I hate to say I was not impressed. I just wanted the experience of eating the oyster out of the shell, but the ones that they gave us were just floating in water. There were no shells, and Yeah, I'm a texture person, so it was not good. Luckily, though, the oysters were just an appetizer, and I was able to rely on my favorite entree of coconut shrimp to help me forget how awful the oysters were. The coconut shrimp was delicious, very fresh, lots of coconut, and I had a baked potato on the side, so dinner was 10 out of 10, minus the oysters. In conclusion, during the trip, I got a lot closer to my friends and we really bonded. I know that these girls will be my friends for life, and it's a trip that I will for sure never forget. Thank you for listening.